Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Let's dive in. Welcome to Minorea-BEM Contractor on the Grow. Today we're diving into back-office solutions that help you determine if you're contract ready and guide you on your growth journey. Featuring the incredible SmallBizPro platform, we'll chat with its developer, Gilbert Buchanan from Buchanans Associates. Don't miss this chance to level up your business. Hit play and let's get growing.
Okay, I think we are ready to go.
All
right, so first off, I want to thank everybody for participating on our webinar. As you know, Minorea and Business Equality Movements has a series of webinars called Contractor on the Grow, and it's specifically to be able to help contractors out there understand the process to be contract ready, right? And so we have we come up with different topics that might be hurdles that you as a contractor need to overcome. And we bring these solutions, connections, and relationships to you so you can get educated and have a better result off of your outcome and your endeavor and the growth of your business. So today we're going to be talking about back office solutions, ways of understanding what we need to have in order for us to be compliant ready, business ready, finance ready, and contract ready. And we have a guest speaker, which I'm going to introduce shortly. Before, I would like to address the way we're going to be conducting our webinar and who we are. So Minorea provides outreach services to organizations that understand the importance of diversity, equity, and inclusion, and bringing equality to small businesses, social and economic disadvantaged businesses, and that have the mission to fulfill those social requirements. And we align to be able to provide these outreach services and understand what their program and initiatives are in order for us to be able to communicate with you as a small business or with you as a contractor that's trying to go grow and be contract ready. Now, we also provide consulting services to contract ready contractors and businesses out there. But how often are contractors really ready for contracts? There's a lot out there, a lot of small businesses out there that need to understand this. So we have a side that's called the Business Equality Movement. It's a 501c3 nonprofit where part of our net proceeds that Minorea has funnels down to the nonprofit. And the goal is to empower entrepreneurs in helping them accelerate their growth through program development and with the goal of being able to get them contract ready. So now that we explained that, I think we're ready to introduce our guest speaker. I'm very excited to have our guest speaker, as Gilbert Buchanan is also a partner, an official partner of us, and he's a very talented man. He has over 30 years of experience in public works contracting, in construction, in compliance, transportation, manufacturing, and education and training for small businesses. As the owner and founder of Buchanan and Associates, he leads a supplier diversity management consulting firm dedicated to helping businesses achieve minority, women, SBA, 8A, and disadvantaged businesses certification, along with so much more. Gilbert also created a software called SmallBiz Pro. It's a cloud-based platform for back office and paperwork management, ensuring businesses are contract ready. Buchanan and Associates assists businesses in developing formal systems for self-sufficiency, business readiness, and contract readiness. The firm supports a client database of over 1,500, and we have a big mission of making that into the millions, right, Gilbert?
That's right.
So, Gilbert, you are welcome to share a little more background of what you do and share this incredible software that I'm very excited to share with our audience and people watching this webinar.
Thank you very much, Andrea, and thank you also, Mauricio, for inviting me to participate in this this presentation today. I've done so many things. My company and I and our team, we've done so much to help small businesses. In 2016, the LA Business Journal, along with California Bank and Trust, awarded me and my company an award for being Latino Business Advocate of the Year, because part of my job at that time was to go ahead and provide contract readiness services and training throughout the whole state of California for Latino businesses. So I really enjoyed that, traveling throughout the whole state. I ended up in little towns that I didn't even know existed in California, and the Latino businesses were just so joyful to have the information and have someone guiding them, providing them with resources, helping them with capability statement, and connecting them with contracts. So I really enjoyed that. So I just wanted to add that little caveat right there, because to me, that was one of my greatest joy.
And it's awesome knowing that you've helped businesses out there, and your trajectory has been just that.
Yes. So I was excited about that. So today, what I'd like to do, and like I always do with small businesses, is to make sure small businesses are actually ready, business ready, contract ready, and funding ready. Whether it's a loan or a line of credit, we want to make sure you're ready. So today I want to go over a checklist of documents that small businesses need to have before you even think about pursuing contracts, before thinking about pursuing certifications, before thinking about teaming up with anyone else. Just going out there and servicing your clients, you want to make sure there's certain documents in place. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen right now and show you a list of the different types of documents that you might want to consider having. If you have a business, you want to consider having these. So let's take a look real quickly. So this list right here, as many of you know, there are different legal structures. You've got sole proprietorship, you've got a C corporation, the S corporation, the limited liability company, which is an LLC, and you've got a partnership. So you've got those five structures, five dominant structures out there that helps you to run a business. So any of you who form a business, you'll be forming it in one of those structures. So I want to go over the list of documents that's required for each one of those each one of those legal structure. And then I'll present to you a platform, a digital platform, which is my baby. but Andrea and we've teamed up, and we're going to be using this platform to help all of you small businesses and entrepreneurs build up your infrastructure, your back office, so that you can go after contracts, you can be successful, and you can win these contracts. So the first thing that I want to go over, the first structure is going to be legal structure. So I'm going to go over these documents real quickly, and then I'll switch over to the digital platform so you see where these documents go in the platform. So if you are a sole proprietor, then these are some of the documents you should have to run your business. If you don't have most of these or some of these documents, you want to start thinking about how to obtain this, because this could be the difference between you getting awarded a contract or losing a contract. Your competitors, they're always ready to go. They're always ready to eat your lunch. You don't want them eating your lunch, so you want to eat their lunch. So you want to make sure that you have all your paperwork, okay? So if you're a sole proprietorship, then item number 1, you should have your fictitious business name filing. And you usually have that file with the county in which you operate. So if you're in Los Angeles County, Ventura County, Riverside County, San Diego County, whichever county you're in, you should be filing that fictitious business. That's the first thing you do. Purpose of doing that is to make sure that you are authorized to take money from your clients or your customers. That's what that document is. If you don't have your fictitious business name filed as a sole proprietorship, you're not really authorized to take money from folks. So keep that in mind. The second document is your EIN, your employer identification number, or your federal tax ID. That you want to make sure you have. You get that from the IRS. And I kind of put together a little cheat sheet here for you. So if I talk about a document, I tell you where you can get it, and it's in blue. So whatever you see in blue, it tells you where to obtain these documents. Third document is your business license. Always need to have a business license. I've talked to a lot of small businesses and they don't have business licenses, and they're going, well, we don't really need one of those. Well, remember this, if you're operating in a city or a county, they want you to pay them for operating in their county or their city, and that's why you need a business license. So that's what the business license is all about. Now, some cities do not charge you for a business license, like the city of Los Angeles. They don't charge you for a business license, but you got to file that license. You got to renew that license every year, and you renew it February 28th of every year. And if you don't renew it on time, then you get to pay a penalty, and then that's where they get the funding to sustain these programs. So your job is to make sure they don't charge you anything. So you got to file. The next document you need to have is to make sure you have your Dun & Bradstreet number, and that number is like the social security number of your business. So it tells folks that, hey, I'm legitimate. I've got this number. The number is tied to your business location. So when you're applying for this, Dun & Bradstreet know exactly if this is a home or a business. They'll know that because they do research before they assign you this number. Next thing is make sure you have a business bank account for the business, and you don't want to commingle your funds, your personal bank account with the business bank account. That could be a problem. If you're conducting business where you need a permit in your industry to do that type of business, then you need a permit to operate the business. If you're selling products like books, food, furniture, or any item like that, you will need a seller's permit. I don't know how many times I've seen people start businesses selling products and don't realize that they need to have a seller's permit. So, but they're collecting the seller's permit the sales taxes from the customers, but they never paid over to the Secretary of State. So at some point, the Secretary of State will send you a big bill and say, hey, you owe me $4,000. You got 14 days to pay. If you don't pay within 14 days, we're going to put a lien on your business. So you don't want that to happen. The next thing is your business insurance. Make sure you have insurance on your business. I know many of you may say, I don't need to have insurance. Yes, you do need to have insurance on your business because so many things could happen. If you've got a storefront where people come into your place of business, someone could slip and fall. You need general liability for that. If you have employees, you need to have workers' comp insurance. If you're selling products, you need to have product liability insurance. If someone eats your food and they get sick, they get food poisoning, even though food poisoning is difficult to prove, you want to make sure you have insurance so you don't have to think about that headache. So that's the kind of thing you want to do. Make sure you have business insurance. You want to have a business plan or a business model, and that's a great thing to have. So by having those things, it helps you to guide your business along. And I'm going over these items real quickly because I want you to have an idea and resonate with the things I'm saying, the documents you need to have to run your business. So after the business plan or the business model, which we'll do another workshop another day, and I'll go over business models for you guys, show you what a business model is, the different components of it, and why you need to have one. Marketing plan is the same. You got to have a marketing plan to market your business to your customers and to contract providers. Form W-9, you need to have that. Form W-9 means that when you conduct business with a contract provider, they're going to pay you if it costs more than $600, you got to fill out a Form W-9. If it's less than $600, you don't need to fill that out. The reason you're doing that is so they can send you a 1099 at the end of the year so you can file your taxes. Most contract providers will not pay you until you fill out that form. So you don't want your money to be delayed. Number 12, balance sheet. A balance sheet is a financial document that every business needs to have. The balance sheet tells you who owes you and who you owe. Who owes you and who you owe. So you want to have that document in place. Some people do it annually. I recommend you guys do it at least monthly, so you can keep a track of your money. You know what's coming in, what's going out. The profit and loss is another financial statement you need to have. Again, some people do, some people complete those on an annual basis, and they need to have it for the last 3 years in their business. But I want to make sure you guys are doing it monthly, so you can stay on top of your money. I have a phrase that I use when I teach workshops. I said, he who knows how to count his own money gets to keep it. He who knows how to count his own money gets to keep it. So you want to make sure if someone is counting your money for you, like your bookkeeper or your accountant, then you know what they're counting. They're not counting something else and telling you a different story. So that's why knowing a little bit about your balance sheet and your profit and loss is a good thing. Tax returns, that's another good thing to make sure you're on top of. Make sure your taxes are filed every year. You want to make sure you have tax returns for the last 3 years if you've been in business for 3 years or more. Capability statement is another document you're going to need to have, because that's like a marketing document you use. You send that to your customers or contract providers to say, hey, this is the type of services that we offer. These are our core competencies. This is our past performance. This is how great we are. And if you have employees, number 16 comes into play. You have an employee handbook. If you have at least one employee, you got to have an employee handbook. Now, if you don't have any employees, you don't have to worry about number 16. Number 17 are certifications. These are government certifications if you're going after government contracts. So you want to make sure that you do have a woman-owned certification if you're a woman-owned business, a minority-owned if you're a minority-owned business, disadvantaged business enterprise if you're disadvantaged. And if you're a veteran, you want to make sure you have a veteran-owned business certification. So those things will help you to get through the door easier so you can go after contracts. Now,
I mean, Gilbert?
Go ahead, please.
I just wanted to address that this list that you have. I know that you have lists that are very similar, and I know you're going to touch base in the software that you have.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's a much needed list, because a lot of companies don't realize how much is involved in order for you to be contract ready. Exactly. And just with coming up with this list is rather challenging and sometimes overwhelming, knowing that there's projects that you need to be out in the field and taking care of, and then on top of this, taking care of this. So I just wanted to address that. I appreciate you starting from this point and working your way to the software.
Exactly. Because some people, they don't really pay attention to software. Some people like the manual documents where they just check certain things off. So that's why I want to put it in both forms, in the hard copy form, so you have a checklist, and then we'll flip over to the digital form where you'll see the same documents in the system, that when you see it, you can resonate and say, oh, those are the documents he was talking about on the checklist. So That's why I wanted to do that for you guys, so you know. Now, if you notice down below in the yellow highlighted areas, it says documents needed for government certification. Now, if you look at the documents above here from 1 to 17, you'll see some documents have an asterisk at the end of it. The asterisk mean that those are the documents you're going to need for government certification. So just keep it in mind. It's on the checklist, you know, so those are things you're going to need. Now that we've gone over this list of documents for the sole proprietorship, I'm going to go over the LLC next, but then probably the partnership, I believe. Yeah, partnership. We'll go over the partnership next, but I'm not going to spend so much time on these lists because you already kind of see this. Most of these documents are going to be similar for all the legal structures. So you'll see it as we go through. All right. So now the next legal structure we're going to cover will be your general partnership. And general partnership is usually when you form a partnership with somebody else. It could be your mother, your sister, your brother, your friend, or even an affiliate. Once you guys come together and you decide to do a partnership, then you got to register with a county. Again, you're going to do a fictitious business name with a county. But this time, you're going to have to do a partnership agreement. You notice number 5 says partnership agreement. That's what you're going to have to do, a partnership agreement along with number 1, fictitious business name, to say, hey, we're doing this fictitious business name filing. However, we're a general partnership. And if you don't have this number 5, the partnership agreement, when you go to register, they're going to tell you at the DBA office, they're going to say, you need a partnership agreement because you're in a partnership. And that's pretty much to say you're agreeing to some things, that I'm agreeing as a partner that my role and responsibilities are going to be this, and I'm going to be compensated this amount. My partner is going to be compensated that amount, and this is what their role and responsibilities will be. So that means there won't be any friction in the business. People won't argue over whose role it is to do marketing or whose role it is to do training and development or whatever it is. Okay. So let me run over this list again real quickly. So number 1, we already talked about fictitious business name. You know, you obtain that from the county in which you operate. Then you got their EIN. Every business will need to register their EIN or federal tax ID with IRS. Business license, we went over that. You got to have Dun & Bradstreet number. Partnership agreement. If you're in a partnership, you got to have that. The business bank accounts, you got to have that. You don't commingle that with your personal. You got to make it separate. Permit, again, if you're running a business that requires that. Seller's permit, if you're selling product. Business insurance, you got your business plan. You know, this is pretty much similar to the fictitious. Pretty much everything in this is going to be identical to the fictitious, to the sole proprietorship. The only difference will be the partnership agreement. That's the only difference between the general partnership structure and the sole proprietorship. So let's go to the next one on the list, which is a limited liability company. Now, a lot of people register as a general liability as a limited liability company, but they don't really understand why they're registering as an LLC because somebody told them. You know, so I call these folks on the street to give other small businesses advice, and they're not a business coach or they're not a professional consultant. I call them street corner consultant. Okay. So the street corner consultant will tell you anything that they hear about, but they don't have anything to back it up. So it's not really legit. So don't listen to those guys. You want to listen to Minorea or Buchanan and Associates and let us guide you the right way. All right. So as your LLC, you're going to need the first thing, article of organization. Again, you're going to need your EIN. You're going to need a statement of information if you are an LLC, business license, you know, all the other documents. Number 6, an operating agreement. When you register as an LLC, they call you a member, not an owner. They call you a member. So you will be a single member LLC or a multi-member LLC. Single member LLC means that you are the only owner in the business. If you've got 2 people or more, then it's called members. So it's multi-member LLC. So that's where you got to have an operating agreement for that if you have more than one owner. Then number 7, the bank account. We went over that. We explained the purpose of that. Permits, seller's permit and all of that. Business insurance, business plan, business model, marketing plan. We talked about those things. Balance sheet, profit and loss, tax return, all of those things. Now, number 17 is a little different because now you got the form 940 and the 941. That is if you have employees. If you have employees, you got to file those forms with the Secretary of State and I'm sorry, not the Secretary of State, the California Board of Equalization or the EDD, right? And then the 941, you file that with the feds, IRS. So that's only if you have employees. And you do that on a quarterly basis and then annually. Number 18 is your capability statement. We talked about that. Number 19, if you have employees, you got an employee handbook. Then number 20, this is a Form I-9. What the Form I-9 means, if you have employees, you got to demonstrate these employees are authorized to work in the United States. That means they're living here legally. This is a federal form. This form is done by Homeland Security. So at any moment, the feds can come in and say, I want to conduct an audit. Oh, you have employees? Okay, I want to conduct an audit on your company to make sure you have all your I-9s completed. And at some other point, we'll go over I-9s and explain to you what they are and how many pieces of proof you should have to demonstrate that you're authorized to work in this country. 21, certifications. We talk about that. 22, Form DE-9C. DE-9C is a form that EDD, Employment Development Department, that's with the state or Department of Labor, however you want to say it, they are the ones who issue that form. And you got to file it quarterly if you have employees. So when you hire employees and you collect their data like their social security number and all of that stuff shows up on this form. And then you file it with the state and you got to tell them the rate of pay and all of that good stuff. So that's how the state gets to know if you're if you're paying your employees what you're supposed to, or if you claim you have employees, if you're paying taxes into the system for those employees. So, you know, I mean, this is going down the long road, but I want you guys to understand your business and I want you to understand the forms that are required for you to run your business. Okay. So the next structure on the list is your S corporation. S corporation, you got to have an article of incorporation. You file that with the California Secretary of State. And the digital platform we're going to go over will show you how you can file it through that platform. The EIN number, you got to have that. Statement of information, you got to have that. And that document tells you who your officers are, who the president, CEO, treasurer, secretary are. Then number 4 is a form that I noticed a lot of companies said they're S Corp, but they don't have this form. They never filled it out. So if the IRS really wanted, they can audit you and find out that you didn't file this form because you have to file it with the IRS, 2553, if you're an S Corp. Because that's a form that tells that the IRS gives you permission to be an S Corp. You can't just say, I want to be an S Corp. The IRS has to give you permission to be an S Corp. So that's how that works. Number 5, business license. Again, we went over that before. Number 6, your Dun & Bradstreet number. Number 7 is the one that many small businesses do not fill out because they don't have time to do this. The bylaws. You got to make sure you have this. Once you register, whomever you choose, the LegalZoom or whomever, you got to have the bylaws. Then number 8, you got to have a first board of directors meeting minutes. And again, I'll do another workshop on this and I'll break down all of these forms and explain to you why you need to have them, the purpose of these forms, and all of that. So number 8, first board of directors meeting minutes, you got to have that. Regular board of directors meeting minutes, you got to have that. And you can decide whether you want to do it monthly, quarterly, every 6 months. I recommend you do it quarterly, okay? Number 10, annual board of directors meeting minutes. 11, board resolution. A board resolution is when you have your first board of director meeting, number 8, when you have that meeting, that's when you talk about your board, you complete your board resolution, because that's when you vote for the officers in your business. That's when you decide who's going to be the president, who's going to be the vice president, who's going to be the secretary, who's going to be the treasurer, and you vote for those people. And once you vote, you put it in motion, you put it in writing, bada boom, bada bang, you get all of that stuff. So that's how that works. Number 11, number 12, voting agreement. That's going to be part of your bylaws. Stock certificate. If you're a corporation, you're going to sell stocks. Okay, you're going to stand. So when you sell stocks, you got to have a certificate that state that I just sold Andrea 5,000 shares at $50 a share. And if you're selling her 5,000 shares at $50 a share, you got to multiply 50 by 5,000, and whatever that comes out to, that's the amount of money you got to put in the bank to say this person purchased this. Okay. Number 15, a shareholders agreement. We'll talk about that. Number 17, you got your business bank account. Again, we're into the seller's permit and the permits and business insurance and all that. You got to have all of those things. Balance sheet, Form 940s and 941s, all of these things you got to have. And that's the S Corp. Now let's go to the C Corp, which is the granddaddy of them all. That's the biggest structure, legal structure. So again, this is going to be very similar to the S Corp. The only difference is that with the C Corp, you don't have to do that form. You remember this form that I told you a lot of small businesses hate, 2553? This one right here, where you get permission to be an S Corp. Well, on the C Corp, you don't have to worry about that, because the IRS, they assume that that's the full structure of a corporation, so they never require you to do that. Now, the difference between the C Corp and the S Corp, one of the major differences is you can have unlimited board members in your C Corp. In your S Corp, you can only have 100. You see the difference? You can only have 100. That's why you see some of those big corporations like Tesla and all of those, they sell stocks to everybody because they can sell that, unlimited. But with an S Corp, you can only sell shares to 100 people. That's it. No more. So this is very similar. This is a mirror to the S Corp. Everything you see in the C Corp is going to be in the S Corp. And then the last structure is a nonprofit. A lot of people don't talk about nonprofits, but nonprofits are very, very important and demanding structure. So in the nonprofit, the first form you fill is the IRS form 1023, which is a tax exemption waiver from the IRS. So if you're going to be a nonprofit, you got to have that that form 1023 to say, hey, Mr. IRS, I'm going to do a nonprofit, but I would like permission from you to be waived with my taxes. That's what that is. Then you got your article of incorporation, similar to the for-profit. Then you got your EIN number. You got your Secretary of State tax exemption. There are 3 tax exemptions that you need to have as a nonprofit. Many don't know that. The first one is from the feds. That's the one 1023 that you filed originally. The second one is from the state. And I believe that one is a form 5550. You can go to the Secretary of State, go to the website and put tax exempt waiver for a nonprofit, and you'll see the number on the form. Then you got your statement of information, just like the for-profit. Business license. Now, you're required to have a business license as a nonprofit. However, if you show them your tax exemption status from the IRS, then the city is supposed to waive your business license fees. A lot of nonprofits don't know that, so they don't file their business license, so they end up in trouble with the city. So just want to put that out there, guys. So business license, Dun & Bradstreet number, you gotta get that. Their bylaws, you know, you're gonna have all of these documents from number 8 down is going to be similar to the for-profit corporation. So your board of governance, you know, board of directors meeting, board resolution, all of these things you're going to need. Now, when you get to number 16, take a look at that. You got a nonprofit business plan. Now, many nonprofits, their business plan is supposed to be different than a for-profit, and many of them don't know how to do that. So in the digital platform I'm going to go over, you will see examples of those. That's the beauty of the digital platform. You get examples. So you got the business plan, you got a strategic plan for the nonprofit, you got your executive summary, which you got to have for your nonprofit, which is talk about the history and the purpose of your nonprofit. Then you got fundraising. Look at that. Got to raise some money. Then number 19, you've got your I-9 again, which will state, you know, if you've got your workers or your employees are here legitimately to work with your organization. Number 20, nonprofit sub-grant award. So when you get grants, you put them in a sub-grant category. So if you get a grant from the city, one from the county, one from the state, one from LISC or whatever, you just put them in each of those categories. That's why they call them sub-grant awards. And again, you got the balance sheet, profit and loss, tax return. You got these forms right here. But number 25 is a big form that nobody thinks about. Form 990, when you have a nonprofit. You gotta file that every year. That tells the IRS how much fundraising you made, how much money, how much sponsorship dollars you get. If you don't file this form, IRS can penalize you. So number 26 is a capability statement. You know, that's kind of optional, but it would be good to have one. Your employee handbook, you got to have that. And again, 28, you got your form DE96, which is when you're registering with the EDD, Employment Development Division. All right. So now that we went through the hard copies on that, I want to quickly go over the digital part for you guys, because now after you've seen the hard copy part, the digital is going to be easier for you. So you have any question, Andrea, before I move on to this?
No, I don't. Just to remind the audience, if you do have questions, we are going to address it towards the end of the webinar. You can put the questions on the Q&A, or you can raise your hand and we can make it accessible for you to answer, and we'll address those. But I don't have any questions. I'm just eager to show the software.
Excellent. Okay, so now we're in the software. So you log in, you create a password, username, and all of that. And again, we will gift you guys all this software today. We're going to put a link in the chat so you can use that. You can try it out for 15 days, see if you like it or not. Or if you need some more guidance from us, we can do that for you. But you need to have this platform because it makes your life easy. You can find documents in 6 seconds or less. 6 seconds or less, guys. Okay. All right. So the way this system is set up, you have these 4 blue links. The 4 blue links on the left side, that's the whole infrastructure of the back office. So the first one says business management. So the business management is divided into 4 sections. You got business planning, general operations management, business development, marketing, and cash flow management. That's how your company is divided. Now, you notice the checklist I went over earlier. You'll see a lot of those documents here. Look at that. See that? You got your business plan. You got your business model. Over here, you got your company legal structure. You got your corporate documents. You got planning documents like a disaster planning. So if you have an earthquake, a flood, or whatever, you have all that documents in there. You got your Dun & Bradstreet. You got your federal tax ID number over here. And let me click on it so you guys can see real quickly how it works. So this is how you access your federal tax ID. You click on the tile, and then once you click on the tile, then it will just open up for you, and bada boom, bada bang. This is my federal tax ID number. See that? Right there. I uploaded it in the system, and it's there for you. So if someone requires it, so let's say you're trying to do business with a client or a contract provider, they say, oh, I'm excited to do business with you, but can you send me your federal tax ID number? Sure, not a problem. You just go into the system. You go into the system right here. Well, let me go back so you can see. You go under business planning. The reason we have these documents on the business planning, when you plan your business, these are some of the first documents you get to operate the business. That's why all of these are under business planning. So if you need to send your IRS federal tax ID number, you click on that tile. We call these tiles so you can kind of see what's in them. So you click on that tile, then you go to view it, okay? And that's how it pops up. But if you have to send it to someone, instead of going to view, you go to email. And then you put the person's email address here where it says to, then the subject is automatic, it's already there. You can put a message if you want. Then it says expire. Do you want this document to expire? And you do the drop down. So you can select 7 days. I want it to expire in 7 days, 14 days, 21 or 30 days, or never. I don't want it to expire. I recommend to small businesses to choose a 7-day option because you don't want your documents floating around out there in cyberspace. You want to put a cap on it. So if they didn't open it within 7 days, then they got to request it again. This is one way you protect your information so it doesn't get out there in the hands of everybody. Now, check this out. After you decide to send this document to whomever requests it, you scroll down a little bit. Look at that. It keeps a record of every person you send this form to. You see that? It puts the date that it was sent, to whom it was sent, the subject, the message, and the date they opened it. So this is just beautiful. That's why I say the way the system is set up, guys, 6 seconds or less and you get it. So if I send this document right now, in 6 seconds, you're going to have it pop up on your computer. That's beauty. That's what I love about
and
this
I
system.
agree. I want to interfere here, and I agree. You've developed this program for a lot of businesses out there, especially the startups, small businesses, or sometimes even businesses that have been in business for a long time. Sometimes they don't really know what they need, and they find out what they need once they get those fines, right?
Yes.
And in this case, you're almost doing like a check item list, and then it automatically organizes those tiles in order for you to have everything consolidated in one place and available and flexible for other people to share with other people. It's really cool.
Exactly. And as you mentioned, Andrea, that sometimes when they don't have these documents because they don't know they should have it and it costs them dearly, I call that the stupid tax. You don't want to have to pay the stupid tax, right? So you want to make sure that you have all your documents, because the system tells you, it says, hey, these are the documents you need to have. Under business planning, you want to have your business plan, Dun & Bradstreet number. This is your business license down here. See, it says certificate of licenses. You click on that. Look at that. These are all, and the beauty, see, you notice on here it says expired. This system is automatically designed to let you know when a document is going to expire. You get a 90-day notice. And if you don't act then, it sends you a 60-day, and then it sends you a 30, then it sends you 10 and 20, all of that until the final day, okay? Now, I have expired on all of these just as an example to show you guys how it works, because this is done automatically. Here's another thing about this system. First of all, when you log into the system, it sends you a notification and say, hey, somebody just logged into your system. Was that you? And if it's you, you just ignore it. If it's not you, say, hey, it wasn't me. And then you reach out to us, and we will put a block on the system so nobody can function in your system. We'll have you change your password and all of that good stuff. Now, here with your expired documents, it's the same thing. You know, we send you notifications and say, hey, every night you before you go to bed, this system will send you a notification. It will say, hey, this document needs to be updated or it's going to expire. And that's the beauty of this. That's what I like about it. Have you seen that, Andrea? Have you seen have you been receiving those notices?
Yeah. No, and I
Yeah.
want to address that. It's an incredible feature because I was just conducting a Spanish webinar explaining how certifications are. And if you end up getting certified, even for just three organizations or
Yeah.
3 organizations, they always want you to renew every year to provide all the information in order for you to continue the certifications. And it's so easy to overlook all those messages that they're ready to expire. And for you to have this already in this platform, and now you have all the information where it's not really going to take that long to renew the information is priceless.
Yes, definitely.
Like a virtual.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Mauricio.
Yeah, it's like a virtual assistant.
Yes, exactly. You know, in my promo, it says it's like having 3 employees that you don't have to pay. That's what I say in my promo video. It is true. It is true.
The intense virtual assistants.
Yes.
Before you go to the bed,
Yeah.
pirate, renew, please, every day.
Exactly.
Good thing.
Exactly. Every night when it at 1 o'clock in the morning, before, if I'm working on a project, all of a sudden I'm start getting all these emails. Hey, you need to, this document is due. That document is going to be expired. You know, so I get a lot of those every night, because the thing is, when your document is going to expire, it notifies me too. It also notifies me. So I see that too. So if for some reason Andrea is busy and she's not paying attention to her or notifications that are coming in, I can reach out and say, Andrea, I got your notification last night, said your business license is going to expire, so you might want to take a look at that. You know.
Yeah,
So
and just to mention and address Gilbert, it's so easy to ignore as well.
Yes,
you know? And it's so easy to just not be engaged in a certain software.
Yes.
But I'm excited to talk about how our partnership is going to solve that problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So go right ahead, and then towards the end we'll sort of explain. But that's a great example of how sometimes we ignore situations, and then at the last time, at the last moment, the same day, or it finally expires, you're having to do double the work.
You know what's amazing, right? Every year in July, August, or September, I get a notification from Metro that my DBE and my SBE certification is going to need to be renewed, right? And I need to respond to it within 30 days. So I just got mine a few days ago. I said, oh man, this is great, because I wasn't even thinking about it. And that's one of the beauty of this system. It reminds you of stuff that you're not even thinking about.
Yeah, I agree.
So this is great.
In the chat box, Laura Villegas, I need this platform. Everyone.
Well, you're gonna get the trial of it today, Laura. So we'll put the link in the chat, and I want you to just copy it and paste it in your window, right? And just go ahead, follow the instructions and register. If you have any questions, I'm going to put my phone number in there too. You can call me and I'll walk you through it. Okay. Now it's going to be a 15-day trial. So after that, we will work with you to make sure we extend it for you. Okay. All right. So this one right here, you know, like I say, if you get a notification say, hey, your business license is you need to renew it. You click here, click on view, bam, there's a business license. Look at that. See that? I've been in Costco's, chopping, doing whatever, and I receive a call on my phone. Gilbert, can you send me your bio? We need to do a presentation tomorrow. I said, sure, not a problem. On my phone, because you can access all of this on your phone as well, or your tablet, or, your laptop. So when I receive that call, I just go to my phone, log into the system, access the bio, bam, just send it to them, just like I showed you how you send it. And that's it. In 6 seconds, they have it. You don't have to worry about, I gotta spend all night doing this bio, because you already have the bio and it's already uploaded in the system. So yeah, so that's really how it works. So
or you don't have to worry about going into different platforms trying to remember where you
exactly. Exactly. So the second category, which is general operations management, this is like the HR function of your business. So if you have employees, this is your employee handbook, you upload it. HR, for employees, HR for the employer, these are where they keep documents, So HR for the employer, they'll have your resume, they'll have your job duties. Let me go to it real quickly so you can see what I'm talking about. So over here, it says select an employee or select a document. So you click here, you go here, training and development, and you select that. Bam. This is just an example. It's not a. So right here, you got the training and development. This is a contract readiness training program, class scheduled since 2018. Okay, see? That's a training right there. And here's another beauty of this. If, for example, you got a workshop that you got to conduct, and I had a workshop that I was doing in Vegas in 2018, and I was in such a hurry to catch my flight that I forgot my laptop. And I go, oh man, I left my presentation. How am I going to do this? But because I have it online in this system, I was able to, when I got to Vegas, I was able to use somebody else's computer, somebody else's laptop, log into the system, and bam, my presentation was there. So I was able to conduct my workshop without missing a beat. So this is so beautiful, man. I'm excited about this. I feel like a kid in a candy store right now. Okay, so the third category is business development and marketing. So this is where you put anything having to do with business development and marketing. Look what we have right here. Look at this tile. Nonprofit proposal. Look at that. So this is where you put your nonprofit proposals. See, I haven't uploaded anything here yet, but this is what you have. So in your proposal, this is what you should have, your nonprofit proposal. You have your mission statement, your agency history, program description, goals and objective, governance, meaning your board roster, your demographic information, statement of need, all of this you put in a nonprofit proposal. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't know how to do a nonprofit proposal, it's right here. This is the structure right here. Here's another beauty. I'll show you another beauty. Let's go back to business development and marketing. So let's say you're scrolling down, you're looking for a document in here, but you don't have that document. These are templates down here. Look at that. These are all templates, and you can use these templates to create your own. So if you want a sample statement of qualifications for consulting services, you just click download.
This is amazing tool. It's amazing tool for the business owners.
Yes. I'm telling you, look at this. This is a sample statement of qualification right here. So if you don't know how to do one, this is one. You can just use this as a guide, and just look at that. Just dress this up. This kind of look like your kind of work, right, Mauricio, with all this pretty stuff, right? So this right here, man, look at that. Everything is there. Everything is there for the statement of qualifications. Now, let's see another sample. You got marketing, sample marketing plan. You got
Gilbert.
Yes,
just to mention, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
that's okay.
There's a lot of areas, especially when it comes to corporations. There's a lot of businesses that get consulted and advised of establishing their corporations, which is great advice. You want to
Yes.
protect it, and as you grow, you want to protect it even more. But sometimes they'll establish their corporation, but they don't tell them what else you need.
Exactly.
And then when they come to us, sometimes they want certifications done.
Yes.
They want this and that, and they don't have all the bylaws, all the
Right.
meeting minutes. So what happens if you don't? Well, you have to provide a template, and you have to show how you do it.
Yes.
So this is perfect because sometimes you don't even know where to start. You don't even know how
Yes.
the document looks, and you already
Yeah.
have those templates. That's awesome.
And the beauty of this is, let's say you're looking for a document that you've never seen before, but somebody asked you for it, and you come in here and you don't find it, you can reach out to us, and we will go into our library and we'll come up with a sample for you, and we'll upload it in the system so you can go in there and get it. You know?
Yeah.
So like a business plan, for example, right? Let's go here real quickly. So this is business plan. So if you're looking for a business plan and you go, oh, I want to do a business plan for construction or consulting, but I don't know how to do it. You just scroll down here. Look at this. These are all sample business plan. You got one for catering. You got one for accounting services. You got one for construction. You got one for notary public, sandwich shop, women's clothing. It's amazing. It's amazing. So these are all sample business plan. All you got to do is click on the right where it says download, and there you got it. And if you want a nonprofit business plan, this is a sample one for a nonprofit plan for youth development organization. Here's another one for a small college preparatory public school. You know, there anything you need, man, it's in there. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Now, the part that is most important is this part, cash flow. So this is where, when you talk money, everything money is in this section. So your bank statements, you're going to store them here under banking. You click on that, and we have it set up that you have your income account, you have your investment account, your operating account, and then you get your bank signature card. So I recommend that every business separate their banking account this way: income, investment, and operating. So let's look at your income account. Let's view that. So this is an income account. So this statement shows you money coming into the business. So you do a transaction with someone, they're supposed to pay you, it comes into your bank account, it shows up on here, this bank statement. So now let's look at an operating account. What is an operating account? An operating account is an account that you use to pay bills, to pay your payroll, to pay things. That's an operating account. So go to view, bam. Look at that. See that? It's right there. Everything, all the liabilities that you're paying out, it goes right here, and it's tracked, it's monitored. So this helps to keep you honest, so you know what's going on. Now, when you set up your account, again, I'll walk you through and show you how to set this up. So you have the current year selected and the current month selected. So if you got to upload in that, then it do. And your data is stored into the system for up to 7 years, guys. The IRS always, if they're going to audit you, they'll go back 7 years. So this is why you want to make sure all your data in here is up to 7 years. Look at this, tax return. Tax return. You click on that and you pick a year, because you're going to upload the last 3 years, right, for your business. Click on that one. That one is, look at that. It's a tax return right there. And it's got signatures. Look at that. So everything you need is right here. I was talking to the IRS last week, and they asked me about my revenues for 2023, because I was supposed to get my check from them. I never received it. And they said, "Are you sure, sir?" I said, "Yes, I'm sure." They said, "What was your revenue for 2023? So I have my tax return. I just went straight here, identified it, and I showed her. The line item which says what my income was, my revenues. And she said, "Oh my Lord, you got that on the system?" I said, "Yes, that's what I teach." So she was just so impressed that I had it right there. Everything was there. I didn't have to worry and tell her, well, let me check my tax preparer and I'll get back to you. No, it was there. So that's what this is all about, guys. So we're here to help you. Like I say, Minorea and Buchanan and Associates combined to help to make your life easier. This is your balance sheet. Look at this balance sheet. It's uploaded. You know, so anything, and you're going to work in conjunction with your bookkeeper to do this. And like I say, if there's something you're trying to do and you don't know how to do it, just let me know. We'll have a little class on it. Your sales tax, look at that. Sales tax go right there. Your franchise tax board taxes go right here. Your statement of cash flow. I had one, look at this, receipts. You know when you get those receipts and in like a week, all of a sudden you can't read the receipts? Well, this solves that problem. You upload that receipt in the system. Look at this. This is an old receipt. Let's see what year it was. 2018, October 2018. And you can still read it. You can still read the receipt. You know, so this is just amazing, guys. This is just amazing. Yeah,
Gilbert,
you got...
You're solving, in this system, you're solving a few pain points for a lot of professionals
Yes.
that deal with a lot of businesses.
Yes.
I already mentioned that there's a lot of accountants out there and bookkeepers that get so frustrated because business owners rely so much on them
Yes.
for things that are supposed to be organized in your back office as a
Yes.
company.
Yeah.
But this is introducing that particular company solution for both, because they would have access on both ends. And as an owner, if for any reason you really don't want to do business with that particular company or vice versa, then you can limit that access to these important documents.
Exactly.
And
that's the beauty of having the users. You know, you have two types of users. You got the manager and the contributor. The manager is the one that get to see everything in the system. The contributor only get to see what you want them to see. So if, let's say you have employees, but you don't want them to see your financials or your business plan, you have it set up in such a way that they only see like marketing documents or basic documents. They don't get to see your key documents. Like this right here. See this tile right here? This tile is invoices, right? So I did some workshops for Latina organization. Let me go there real quickly and show you. So this one is the NLBWA, National Latina Business Women Association. So this is an invoice that I did for them. All right, this is an invoice, and this is a check that they paid me. So you can put those both in the system. You scan the check in and you scan the invoice in, so you know that you sent this to them and the date is on there. So if they don't pay you within 10 days or 14 days or whatever your payment terms are, you say, hey, we sent you this invoice, you know, back on this date. It's now May. Oh, what's going on? We're gonna have to charge you our 3% standard late fee, you know? So that when they pay, you have it uploaded here, and then you have the check to show, hey, they did pay for this service, so we're good. You know, so this is just amazing. I just want to show you guys that. So you guys have any questions? Anybody?
Well, we haven't finished, but I can make questions. And
Okay.
If you can also mention, and I know eventually you'll address it, but I'm getting ahead a little bit. The other features, because this is just one feature. The business management is making sure that you have everything ready, right? All the paperwork ready. You're for you to be bank ready, contract ready, and compliance ready. So once you already have all that information in, what would be next, Gilbert?
So after you have all this information in, the next one would be, okay, I am contract ready because I got all my stuff. Now let me go try to find some contracts. So over here, the second tab, the second blue link over here that says procurement, you click on that, and then you go here, it says find bid opportunities by state. All right, so you click on that one. Here it lists 50 states, 50 United States. So you pick whichever state you want. All right, so you're in California, so okay, I want California. So you go up to the window that says display all, you click the drop down, you go to California, bam, all these agencies are in California and all of them have contracts. You see that? So whichever city you're in, your agency is right here. So let's say you want to pick the county of Los Angeles, or if you want to click any metro or whichever one, you can just go on it and you can click. So let's choose this one, Public Works, LA County. Click on that. So it takes you to their website, right? And then look at this. These are current opportunities. Now, when you look up top right here, let's see how many opportunities. There are a total of 17 right here. See that? So you can go through and see if there's any opportunities that matches what you're looking for. And if there's nothing in here, then you go back to the list and you pick another agency. You see what I'm saying? So you can be, once your contract ready, you can start looking at opportunities. Let's do a little quick search and see if we can find something in your Andrea. So let's try outreach.
Gilbert, before you do the search, I just want to mention also that sometimes for a lot of contractors out there or businesses in general, sometimes you don't even you want to do some business with the government, but you don't know how many entities are out there. You don't know how many companies are out there available. You don't know where the portals are. So you're bringing in to the table not only access to these portals, but you're educating these business owners on where to look and what organizations are out there where they can come in and find contracting opportunities. So that's
exactly. So this is just, guys, you can use this thing, you can look up opportunities, you can search for opportunities, and when you search, if it's not there, then you move on to another site, So let's see if there's anything on outreach right here. So let's hit that. Okay, so this is one. What is this?
Do one that's oh, I guess there is one. I was gonna say do one that's a little more
common. Let's try catering and see if that's there. CAT.
Or construction. I think that's contractor.
Yeah, let's do construction.
Electrical or something like that. Or construction general. Yeah.
Okay, so construction is not showing much. Let's try electrical. Let's see. Okay.
No, I think it would probably be under construction. And that's only because there's nothing out there at the moment.
Yeah, there's nothing on that right now.
At the moment, yeah.
But, at least you get the idea, as how these things work. But the beauty of it is, if I close out on this, see, you got other agencies here, and all you got to do is identify which agency you want, and you click here to view. That's it. And it's for all 50 United States, man. All 50 United States. Now, if you're looking for grants, look at this. Find grants. So you click on grants, and then you're going to search. So let's do technical assistance. And see, now this is not only in the whole United States, but it's also in other foreign countries, because the United States provide grants to other countries too. So that's where you'll be looking right here. Now you can tailor your search to suit other regions. So you may want to search in Los Angeles, Sacramento, whatever. You can do that. So financial assistant management grant. On here, they're saying there are 12 grants that fits technical assistance. 12. Okay. So Andrea, you and I got to get busy on doing some of these because there are 12 of them. We got to get in here and try to figure it out. But this one is a financial assistant management, grant reporting, U.S. Department of Interior. This is a federal department. Okay, let's see something. Let's go over here. These are some other grants. U.S. Department of Housing. Let's click on that one and see what's going on. So you got the different grants here that you can click on. It tells you their mission and their vision, what they're all about, highlights of the grant. It's taking a little time to fire up. But this is just beautiful, you know, any type of grant. And then you look at the requirement to see if it's in alignment with what your business is all about, you know. So this is taking a little while. Oh yeah, it didn't connect. So, you know, it gives you an idea, guys. You know, you can play around with it. Just play around. What I usually do, I just go in here and just start clicking on stuff to see what's out there. You know, I've found a few grants in here and I just send it to other agencies and say, other nonprofits, and say, hey, here's a grant, go check it out. Maybe you guys can get some money for this, you know. So there's so many different things going on here in so many different ways. So yeah, this back office, guys, is really, oh, here's another feature. See where it says registrations? This is where if you want to get your Dun & Bradstreet number, you go right here, you click on that, and you apply for your Dun & Bradstreet number. It's going to take you there. See that? So let's say Dun's number is what you're looking for. It says get the Dun's number. You click on that, and then how to get your Dun's number. It tells you. See that? The steps. And then you just follow it, and you're going, I have a US-based business. You click on that. And then you put the zip code in there, you put the business name, and then it's going to ask you for the address and all of that. And then if you fill out the application, you get your number within 2 to 3, 4 hours.
That's awesome.
Any other question, Andrea?
Yes, I do. I want you to explain so as you were showing the list of items that you had to have as a different structure. You come up with all this information, and I want you to explain how you come up according to each business needs. They need different things.
Yes.
So I know you have an evaluation that you go through.
Oh yes.
That soon we're gonna make it very accessible in Spanish as well, and
Yes.
That evaluation will be proportioned free of cost, where we're gonna be able to give you a diagnosis and then a plan of execution.
So I'm gonna log out of here so you can see exactly what Andrea just said. Okay. So let me log out of here. Stop. It says sign out. So I'm signing out right now. It's going to take me back to the sign-in page, but I want to go to the home page. So you go to the left where the logo is, the SmallBiz Pro logo. You click on that. Bam! It takes you to the home page. So I'm going to scroll down to the middle of the page. There are 4 tiles here. These orange tiles. So these are the assessment tiles. So the first one, it says contract readiness assessment. Second one is business readiness. Third one is loan readiness. And the fourth one is nonprofit readiness. So if you're starting a nonprofit or you have a nonprofit, you're not sure if you're in compliance, you click here and it will ask you, do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have that? And if you don't have it, then we need to do some work with you. But let's look at, do you want to do contract readiness, Andrea? or business readiness?
Probably business readiness, just
Okay.
because we need to be quick about it. But
Okay.
what I wanted you to show that, because it's not something that that you're just generalizing
Yeah.
what they're supposed to do. This is
Right.
actually catering according to the
Their
need.
legal structure.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk to some people in the chat and see what their legal structure is. So there are 6 people in here. Mauricia, do you want to find out from any of these folks what their legal structure is, and then we'll complete this based on that legal structure, and then they'll see what documents is required. You want to do that, Mauricio?
¿Le preguntamos a alguien, Andre?
Yeah. So, is anyone out there want to share their legal?
Con Laura está muy activa, de pronto nos puede ayudar.
Laura? I know Laura agrees with me, Gilbert, that
Yeah.
the Latino community needs this. I agree,
Yeah.
Laura. I know this is a program that just unifies everything and gives them clarity.
Right. So let's say the most common legal structure for small businesses is the sole proprietorship, right? So let's do this as a sole proprietorship so we can see what documents they need. So I'm going to put my business in here as a test, right? So my company is Buchanan Associates. That's my name over there. This is my email. This is my phone number. This says select your legal structure. So I'm going to select sole proprietorship. And then down here it says select your referral partner. Right now in there I have my referral partner Buchanan Associate as a referral partner, but at the end of today I'm going to put Minorea in here. So if you guys want to use Minorea as a referral partner, you can do that. When you do this assessment, a copy of this assessment will be sent to Andrea and Mauricio. So when they see your assessment, if you don't score 100%, then they know you need some help. And then they can set up a coaching session with you so that you can go over the no answers that you have, and then we'll try to get you up to the 100% so you can be ready. So that's really what this is all about. This is here to help you guys. So select your industry type. So Laura, what industry you're in? Laura? Education. All right. So here we're going to say education is not listed here. So we'll say other, but down here where it says enter your industry, we're going to put education. And then I'll put a hyphen and I'll put professional services. Okay. So I'm going to hit continue. Oh, I didn't do the referral partner. So Buchanan Associates. All right. So now it's going to ask me questions. So it's going to say, do you have a fictitious business name? Yeah, you should have one if you're a sole proprietorship. Do you have a business license? Yes, you should have one. Do you have your federal tax ID? Yep, you should have one too. Do you have an established business model? Some people don't have one because they don't understand what it is. So I'm going to put no for that. Do you have your Dun & Bradstreet number? Yep, we have that. Have you purchased business insurance? A lot of small business don't buy insurance for their business because they think they won't need it, but believe me, you're going to need it. So I'll check no for that. Are you an authorized signer on your company's bank account? Yes. Have you opened a business bank account? Yes. Is your company's back office properly set up? A lot of small business don't have their back office set up. That's why we have to create this checklist so you can know what documents you need to run the business. Then down here, you notice these first 9 questions are bolded, right? The reason they're bolded is because they're mandatory. You need to have those things. Now, the ones that are not bolded are secondary stuff. So you could say yes or no, depends, right? So number 10, do you have a written business plan? A lot of small businesses, they got a business plan, but guess where it is? It's in their head. So we're gonna say written business plan, no. Do you have?
Laura
do
say
you?
yes.
Huh? What do you say, Mauricio?
Laura says yes.
Laura
Oh,
said,
Laura said yes. Okay, so we're gonna say yes because Laura says yes. All right.
and then you got to remember that sometimes we do our business plan and we let it rest, and we have like 5 years in on our business and we still say we have a business plan, but it's
Yeah,
very different
exactly.
from what we practice, right?
Exactly. So number 11, do you possess a valid seller's permit? You only need a seller's permit when you're selling products. So if you're selling books, food, or furniture, or something, you need a seller's permit. But if you're selling a service, you don't need it.
So Gilbert, maybe tweak that question on, do you have a written business plan that's up to date?
Yeah, there you go. Do you have a written business plan that you updated within the last 6 to 12 months, right?
Exactly.
All right. So do you have a seller's permit? We'll put no for that. Do you possess an operating permit? We don't really need
Yes,
one of those.
Laura say yes.
Oh, she has one? Oh, okay, good. Thank you for that, Laura. How about number 13, Laura? Do you have any bonding for your business? Do you require bonding? Since you're an education business, they probably think you need that because you're teaching kids, right? Is it kids you're teaching or?
No, it's consulting agency.
Oh, okay. So bonding you don't need. Number 14, does your company or any of its officers possess special certifications required to run your business? Chances are you're the one who has that certification, right? So,
Yes.
so I'll say yes for that. Number 15, does your company have a business line of credit? Most small businesses don't have lines of credit because they don't know they can get it. So I want small business to start thinking about obtaining lines of credit, and that's why we're doing these assessments to make sure that they're ready to go. So even if they get a $20,000 line of credit from the bank, at least it's something. They can use it to buy materials or hire people or something to that effect. And then number 16, are you using your personal name for your business instead of a fictitious business name? I don't know too many people. Laura, what's the name of your business?
Okay, wait. Laura, your personal name or your DBA?
Did she type it in yet?
Yeah, well, she answered no. She
said
has
no.
A separate business name, yeah.
Okay, all right. So we got no here. So now we've got all of these items checked.
And Gilbert, it's building families.
It's called Building Families. That's her name, our company's name?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it in the front. So we'll put it up here. So now we're going to submit your results. All right. So up top, it always said to check this box if you want to receive an email or a copy of this report. So we're going to say yes. This is a score right here, 67% in the salmon area. That's the score. Now we want it to be, it must be 100% if you're ready. So we got 33% that we need to do, 33% work, right? So let's see. So I can email this right here. So I can email this to Laura. So let me go here and say email. See, I got my email here, but we're gonna take that out, put Laura's in there. So Laura, what's your email?
Okay.
And Gilbert, while we're waiting on Laura, it might be a good time to explain a little bit of what our partnership is all about.
Yes.
Being that our focus is in construction and helping Hispanic businesses with general infrastructure services, we partnered up because this system helps us and potential consultants get organized to give what the business capacity is.
Yes.
So upon identifying what their business capacity is, as consultant, we can create a plan. And that's where the nonprofit comes in, where our intentions is to bring in programs that we can identify after doing a diagnosis of what their capacity is, for the consultants to pretty much plug and play the programs that are out there that we've helped create to help them advance in that certain area.
Exactly.
So this aligns very well on having the portion of having all the paperwork and organization and understanding what you need to do to have your business fully functioning and contract ready. And then Minorea and team and partners come in to start helping you implement and get more engaged into the software. Our goal is to maximize the potential of this software for you to have a better outcome in contracting opportunities, and making sure that you have access to capital available all the time, and making sure that you avoid any of the fines because you're in compliance.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly it. And you know what's amazing, Andrea? This morning I was on a call with some affiliates, some associates in Vegas, and they want us to use our program to help them. So you see how beautiful this is for us? This is just amazing, because I'm going to introduce you to the guy's name is Sergio. Up there in Vegas. He runs it's not a union, it's like an association, an organization of Latino businesses that he's trying to get into the construction trade, but many of them are not ready because they don't know what's required, that type of thing. But he wants them to get contracts. So I want to, I'm going to introduce you to him. And there's another lady in Vegas also. Her name is Andrea Vigil. She was on our podcast.
I like her name.
So, yeah. So I'm going to set up a meeting with you, me, her, and him. And, so we can talk a little bit more. And then you can speak to what you're doing in this team to help the Latino businesses too, is to thrive. You see what I mean? Because they're singing our song. They're saying the same thing we're saying, which is beautiful.
Yeah, and just to let the audience know, our partnership is genuinely, on both ends. We've worked for years to try and help businesses out there get maximize their opportunities and build that capacity that's needed, because there's so much funding out there and opportunities for work. Yeah. So the fact that we're now bringing it into the nonprofit side means that these programs and these plans that we're getting businesses to participate are strictly to be able to help them. It's not like we're getting any profit off of this per se. It's everything that whatever is for a fee is because it's just a fee of regular operations. But we're not gaining anything besides helping you achieve your goals, right?
Exactly.
And Laura already gave us the email, so I'll share.
Oh, she did? What's her email?
You can see the email.
Can you see it?
Oh, in the chat?
Uh-huh.
No, I can't see it. Can you read it to me?
It's Laura.
Laura.
A.
And then A after that again?
Another A.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then V.
As in Victor?
V as in Victor.
Yep.
ILLEGA.
ILLE.
GAS. 123
Uh-huh.
@gmail.com. And don't worry, Laura, we'll make sure to blur this out and not and remove this portion. I'm sure you
Okay.
don't want the
Well,
whole world to.
her personal information is not in there, so she don't
Yeah.
have to worry. So it's Laura A Ville gas GAS 123,
Uh-huh.
right? So
Yes.
I'm gonna hit submit right now. So Laura, you should have a copy of this assessment that we just did. Okay, with the 67%, and I can go in and I'm gonna put Andrea's email in here so she gets a copy of this too. So Andrea, yours is ANDREA
Mhm.
at Minorea. Okay, there we go. Look at that. It remembers you.
Mhm.
So I just sent you a copy too, so you have a copy of this result. So we got to reach out to Laura and try to help her out. Then you got the info. Now, what we do, Laura, is after we do the assessment, then we go to the print right here, the print feature, and then after we bring it up, we do cancel, and then we get to see the whole report right here. See that? So everything you need is right here: company name, phone number, email. I mean, yours is not there because I put my email in. And then the answers to the questions. So the goal here is to convert all these no's into yeses. So number 4 is a no, number 6 is a no, and number 9 is a no. So, if for some reason you do this assessment and then you have this kind of result, then you could say, hey, how do I improve this? And, we can talk about putting a coaching plan together or a consulting plan together, Andrea and I, and help you guys out. That's how it is.
Yeah, and this gives us, like, for all our partners, consulting professional partners that are gonna that are coming in on the consulting aspect, that gives them a really good direction of where they need to focus and what they can recommend out of a program or a consulting to other businesses out there that need that type of a set of information and consulting.
Right. Definitely. Yeah, this is just an easy, and just so you know, Laura, when I was designing this platform, I had small businesses like yourself in mind. I said, I don't want these small businesses to have to click too many times to get to where they need to be. I want them to have at least the most 3 clicks, the most. So if you do 3 clicks, you should get to where you want to be. And that's exactly what I was able to achieve here. So if you log into the system, you need to access certain documents. Shouldn't take you 3 clicks to get to it.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. So any other questions on these things, these items?
I haven't checked on the questions. Maybe we should. Is that it? Should I share my screen now?
Oh yeah. Let me stop sharing. So yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Okay.
Congratulations, Gilbert. It's amazing platform.
Thank you.
The UX is amazing. Easily responsive. Is very, very cute and impressive.
And you know what I'm going to do, Mauricio? I'm going to give you access so you can create an account and just go in there and navigate and see, how easy it is to use, because I'm sure from time to time you're going to have some consulting ideas or recommendations or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, so let me put it in the chat right now.
So, Gilbert, we don't have any questions. We just have a lot of wow remarks and impressive and, positive remarks about your program and your system. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned that you took a while, like, I really had that thought process of this is what a business needs, but it's a challenge to bring in all of those features together onto a platform. And
Right.
it seems like you took over 11 years to do this.
Yeah, over 11 years, man. It took a long time because I started this back in 2007 when I was at LACCD, and then I went to I think I went to Metro, then I went to Exposition Light Rail, went back to Metro, you know. So over the years, I've been building this because they're the reasons why I built this in the first place, because they would tell small businesses that, hey, we're here to help you. Don't worry, come on in. Then the small businesses come in for contracts and they go, sorry, we can't help you. You don't have your business plan. You don't have your insurance. You don't have your contractor's license. Hey, what about a business license? So they're asking them for all kinds of stuff that they know the small businesses don't have available with them. So I said, okay, I'm going to make this easier. I'm going to make the life of these entrepreneurs easier. So if you request a document, you get into the system, and in less than 6 seconds, you can get them that document.
And then not to mention that this is perfect for training. Sometimes when a business is hiring and sometimes you don't even know yourself what's required administratively, and you're hiring someone like a secretary or an assistant. How are you going to explain what you need, right? And how are you going to do the training? And this is almost like a checklist of what you need to do. So now you put them in front of this platform and you tell them, this is what needs to be on these tiles. You know, let's work on this. And you can leave them and they already know what to do. And that's something that is very typical between business owners, that sometimes they don't know how to train their people, and it's hard to make time to do that. And this just presents it right then and there. So thank you very much, Gilbert. I really appreciate your presence and your patience and your help in getting to understand your passion on helping small businesses and creating this incredible software that's available for these businesses. Everybody, you're welcome to reach out if you have any questions, if you want to learn more about all of this. You're welcome to visit our digital platforms. We are going to have this, we're going to send over a copy of this presentation to all the registrants, and then after a while, we'll make sure that we include it on our library and on our YouTube channel called Minorea.ca. We highly encourage you to reach out and help us register you to our network. We share all of this information and more contracting opportunities. We share events. So you really want to be on the radar. We make sure that we share everything that's out there and bring it into you anything regarding events, resources, and education. So thank you again for your participation, and thank you, Gilbert, for being a guest speaker.
Both you and Mauricio are welcome. I really appreciate you guys. And, you know, like I say, you can tell my passion about this. I love to help small businesses. I love to share information. I like to get them ready. So when they get ready, an opportunity pops up, they jump right on it. So love it.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And we'll see each other next time.
All right. Take care, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Take care, Laura.
Bye.
Okay.